It's Ash Wednesday. It marks the beginning of the Lenten season, and persons from various churches are waking up to early morning services. As part of those religious events, many individuals will be getting their foreheads marked today with ashes. To find out more about the significance and the Lenten season, we send it over to Lloyd Allen.
This morning, I'm joined here at Rawson Square by retired Archdeacon James Palacios from the Anglican Diocese, who's talking about the relevance of Ash Wednesday, which actually is today, and the launch of Lent, which extends for the next 40 days. Good morning, Father Palacios.
Oh, good morning, Bahamas. It's good to be here.
Tell us about how the tradition of Ash Wednesday started.
Well, in every religious denomination or every religious culture, there's always a concept of right and wrong, sin and righteousness. Ash Wednesday reminds us of, first of all, our mortality. Remember, Adam was told by God, remember that you are dust, and to dust you shall return. So you're reminded that one day the physical body will be no more. In the biblical tradition, we are told that in order to show that they were sorry for their sins, the people of Israel wore sackcloth. That was like rough material. And they put ashes on their foreheads to show people that they were sorry for their sins. And so the Christian tradition took that over and made it Christian, tying it in to the fact that Jesus himself fasted and prayed 40 days in the wilderness on our behalf. Moses, he went up on Mount Sinai for 40 days praying in order to receive the Ten Commandments. Elijah also prayed in the wilderness. And you may recall that on the Mount of Transfiguration, the disciples saw Jesus along with Elijah and Moses. That is the significance. So 40 days is significant in biblical tradition. And Ash Wednesday marks the beginning of the Lenten season. The Lenten season, of course, culminates with Easter. So if you count from Ash Wednesday to Easter, it's like 46 days. We do not count Sundays because Sundays are considered feast days. That is the day of the resurrection. That is the glorious resurrection, so we do not count that.
Now, for the many Anglican, Catholic, and other denominations that celebrate and practice Ash Wednesday and Lent, what's happening today in those actual churches? What does it look like for parishioners?
Well, last night or a few days ago, many Anglican churches, and I'm sure Roman Catholic churches, but let's talk specifically about the Anglican churches, we would burn the palms that we got on Palm Sunday last year. Mm-hmm. We burn that and make ashes with it. And so when you go to the Anglican church, the Roman Catholic, the Orthodox churches, and to a lesser extent, probably not here, but in other countries, even the Lutherans and Presbyterians, they now also have Ash Wednesday. And you put the ashes on your forehead, and the priest or the pastor would say, remember that you are dust, and to dust shall you return.
Now, during this period, the tradition has also been many persons choose to give up something or take on something. What is your take on that?
Well, I like to deal with a combination of the two. You give up something, again, that reminds us of what Jesus did for us. So as we give up something, you want to do it, then you're reminded of how Jesus sacrificed. But we also take on some things. More prayer, more almsgiving, more kindness to others, more healing people, more social outreach, and of course it's not only a concentration on oneself, but a concentration of what God did for us through Christ and what we can do to make the world a better place and to draw nearer to Christ and to our God and our fellow human beings through the Lenten discipline.
Well, some great information there, and according to Father Palacios, he is actually heading to church in a few moments as well to be asked to celebrate and start the launch of Lent for himself. I may, in fact, join him with that journey. Back to you in studio.